On the spirit gun.
Oh my god. Just because you're rewatching Yu Yu Hakusho doesn't make it relevant.
Does to me.
Speaking of TV shows, hi everybody, we're WolfPunch.
We are WolfPunch.
Yeah.
Or DireWolfPunch for these treats that we put out where we review the new episode of each
Game of Thrones.
The new Game of Thrones. We're talking about
how the turntables have...
We're talking about Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Season 8, episode 2.
Yep.
A Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Is that what it's called?
That's what it's called. It's a good title.
It's fine, yeah. I get it.
Sounds like a romance
triple meaning.
novel.
It's Jaime, it's Brienne, it's nighttime.
It's a little much.
I like it. So what you guys think?
It was good.
It was really good. It was definitely my favorite, like, an episode I enjoyed more, like, what am I trying to say? Like, out of...
It's been my favorite episode of the season so far.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, even, like, parts of last season, I liked this more. Like, it was a good episode.
Well, I mean, we talked a lot of last episode. That I didn't really like last season, but I think what really worked about this episode is it was sort of just like it builds off. Excuse me. It builds off what we got last week, but rather than like sort of surface level reunions, we got something a little bit more somber and a little bit more like in depth. Like a lot of like characters are interacting, but it's not just like, hey, it's you again. Hey, nice to meet you. It's more like, all right, let's really like.
Which Game of Thrones character was that? Hey, how are you? I'm
How
Tyrion Lannister.
Yeah, that was Tyrion.
Yeah.
Or
if he's a used car
the Night King.
Oh. Yeah, he was rubbing a lot of shoulders that episode. Yeah, you know, I feel like some of it feels a little fan servicey, or we're getting all these characters together and we're giving them the moments that they need. But it's all excusable because it builds up to next week's episode where you're like, now a lot of these people can fucking die because they got things wrapped up. So who knows what'll happen? That's exciting.
Yeah.
Also, Sansa Stark is awesome.
Oh, yeah. She's the best. She's always been the best. And you guys are just coming around to that.
Well, let's talk about that scene. Sansa and Daenerys, they're seen together.
So Jorah requested that she patch things up with Sansa, right? Is that what happened?
Jorah suggested it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Jorah suggested, like, hey, look, Tyrion's not such a bad guy. Cut him some slack. That was a good idea, making him hand. Also, go, like, give an olive branch to Sansa. Like, be nice to her. Get her in your corner. And Daenerys goes, and she's like, you know what? That's a good point. I've just been expecting Sansa to just, like, kiss my feet right away. I need to, like, work a little bit to make inroads and, like, relate to her. And so she goes, and she's like, hey, Sansa, you and me, girl power.
Yeah, she's like, do you like girl power?
Also, John, you know, I like him too. I'm on your side. Do you like girl? Yeah. And then it's like a really good scene, and then I love the way it sort of hits a wall.
Sansa's firing all phasers at the end of that. Yeah. It's great. It's great.
Yeah. Well, it's not just, for me, it's great not just because, like, I don't know, for you, I feel like it might be like a Teen North thing.
That helps, but I mean, it was also one of these scenes where, like, it starts off nice. There are some, like, dips and flows here where she's like, hey, do you like girl power? We're both women, and some people don't like that, but we're good at our jobs. Yeah, girl, get it. And then John, he's short, but we love him. And then, like, you know, Daenerys has a good point when Sansa's like, men are stupid when they're in love, and I don't want you to be manipulating him. And then she's like, my whole life, all I've ever wanted was to sit on that pointy chair, and now look at me, I'm up here to fight your brother's war, so who's using who? And I'm like, that's a fair point.
Yeah.
And then you think for a little bit, like, oh, well, this is just going to be patched up because they're tired of writing that little feud. But oh no, they don't. They don't, and it's great.
What I like about that is that if the feud had just been patched up like that, then it would make the feud seem like it was very skin deep the whole time.
Yeah.
Like it was just like, oh, you haven't been nice to me enough for me to like abandon my entire like political belief system for you. But if you come in and you talk about girl power, then we're good.
Yeah.
I like that it's like, all right, no, these are characters with like conflicting beliefs and ideologies.
Mm-hmm.
And even if Daenerys like can be Sansa's friend, she can't just make Sansa like abandon what her convictions are about the way her kingdom should be run.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was really great. What also was really great, like right after that. So right after that scene sort of hits its wall, Theon shows up. And so then they go out and they see Theon, and Daenerys, like for a minute, she's like, oh yeah, Theon's here, the Ironborn, they're behind me. And then like Theon is like, I saved my sister, it's all good. She's like, well, why are you here now? And he's like, oh, because I want to fight for you, Lady Sansa, for Winterfell. And then like she realizes that like it's not just, I think at that moment Daenerys starts to realize that her conception of what the world isn't quite what she thought it was. Like she expecting all of this loyalty off of the idea of Targaryen claim. And she also has
she's been told a lot of her life that like people have been waiting for the dragons to return to Westeros.
Yeah.
Which they haven't.
And also like a lot of her alliances were built on like mutual enemies. So like she got the Greyjoys on the concept of like, well, we both want to you want me to help you take out Euron, I'll help you do that. And she got the Martells and Tyrells on the idea of like, hey, you guys want get rid of Cersei, I'll help you do that. But like the Starks have this more like,
Starks don't fucking suck.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just that. It's that like Sansa and Theon, they have this like more true sort of bond between them that Daenerys can't sort of replicate. And I think at that moment she's kind of like, it kind of hits her like, whoa, this isn't.
She's having a real bad time throughout this episode.
Yeah, and I feel bad for her because
I do like, too, but I also love it.
It's not her fault.
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
Like she. I mean, it's kind of her fault in that she came with this goal, but it's not entirely her fault because she didn't have the opportunity to build these lifelong relationships like the Starks have. Yeah,
well, you're either Team North or you're not, Yezin. Shit or get off the pot. But I did feel bad for her a bit this episode. It was a good episode. There were a lot of fun character things, and I liked pretty much all the scenes with Daenerys, all the scenes with Jaime. He's a lot of fun. Even a lot of cheesier moments. Like I was like, these kind of feel earned and they're fun here.
Yeah.
Way more so than the Brienne scene.
Ooh, I didn't think that was cheesy at all.
I thought it was great. I mean, it was like, I'm like, this is lame. Feelings are lame.
I rewatched
really
that
liked
scene.
it.
That scene is fucking beautiful.
Yeah, that scene's great.
It's good, yeah.
I think you might just like still have some animosity about Brienne being the Hound.
Nah, I'm okay with it. I'm over it.
I think that scene just had so much like emotion there. Actually, like just the fact that this is like this really simple thing that Brienne has wanted her whole life. And she's just like, all right, well, you earned it a long time ago. Fucking here. You can have it. And then it's like, and the fact that it meant so much to her, I thought was like really great to watch. And then you get, and it's just like made even better, like with Tormund clapping and then Tyrion's like raising a glass, like a Knight of the Seven. And it's like, oh man, Tyrion, this guy's the heart of the show.
Like that was the nice thing about that whole scene was the
Tormund Giantsbane is the heart of the show.
Well, Tormund Giantsbane is. There's something else on the show.
Yeah, but for sure. But like the nice thing about that scene was that like everyone, like it was just like everyone's like, we're going to die tomorrow, most likely. And then you just got this kind of almost like wedding like scene where it's just like this very like pulls at your heartstrings. Like, oh, like this meant a lot to her, and she finally has it. So everyone's just happy. Like everyone got to experience this and like it's nice.
Yeah,
like you felt it. Like,
there's sort of this sense that like, so a lot of people going into the season thought like, oh, Jaime and Brienne are gonna fuck, and then like instead they got like their version of that, which is being knighted.
Yeah,
that's like the Brienne version of sexual relations. Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah,
it was pretty hot.
It's like honor and shit. That's
I mean, with the way Tormund was staring, it was almost a threesome.
Michael. You don't know what that means.
Stop, Michael. I don't know. You shouldn't be allowed to watch this show, Michael. So many bad things in it for you.
There was nudity in this episode.
Yeah.
How do we feel about that?
It was fine. I mean,
Arya after.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, I'm liking Arya a lot this season. The last, like, I know you shared the same sentiment.
Yeah.
Yes, in the last couple seasons, she's just been awful.
And
now she's getting back to the old cool Arya.
Yeah, like there's still like an element of cool girl there, but it's just like it's just enough that it's fine.
Yeah.
Like it's not this like I could cut your face off. I can beat you with one hand. It's like, yeah, she's tough, but also like she's a human being who wants things, namely Gendry.
Yeah.
But she also like wants, to protect her family. She wants to.
Yeah, it helps so much that she's a person again.
Yeah,
I like that a lot more.
It's nice that like she still. I mean, I think they should have scaled back the her not being a person stuff the last couple seasons, but I do think it's a nice contrast now that she is like, she's around her family, and I feel like now her guard is down a little bit more, so that's why she's possibly acting more like almost like her age, like she's acting like a person. It's nice.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then it's so like you have that with. I think there was a good sort of moment for everyone in this season, and this also so this might be a reflection of my own bias, and so you guys can. Interestingly, you guys might share the same bias, so we won't really get like a counterbalance so much, but let's try anyway. I think that this show actually does very well when it holds back on Jon and Daenerys and lets everyone else have their time. I actually think that that's something that the show has sort of like lacked.
Yeah, no, I
lately,
agree.
Is that the show has kind of had, because it's been so spread out, like all of these characters have been so spread out from each other. Brienne scenes can only be like 30 seconds long, and like even like big characters like
Sansa never got a lot of screen time.
Sansa the past couple seasons maybe a little bit more, but even like Jaime.
Yeah,
Jaime got that like horrible Dorne storyline.
Yeah,
and then he got some good stuff in season 6 with the
Field of Fire.
That was season 7, but with the retaking of River Run.
Oh yeah, that was metal.
But like those had to be like really compressed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, I don't agree. I don't like the idea of this being an ensemble show. I think it should just be mostly Jon and Daenerys. What did you expect anyone to say? No, you weren't going to get any like opposition on that.
Yeah, especially because like Jon and Daenerys are just like they've never been my favorite. Like Jon's grown on me just because I feel like you spent so much more time with him now in the last couple seasons that now I'm like, yeah, Jon's cool. Daenerys is fine too, but like they're still not even probably close to my favorite characters.
See, I don't know. I feel like the show has like forced you to like Jon, where now I do, and I'm not proud of it. And then like Daenerys, I used to really like a lot. I don't hate her. She gets a lot of like unwarranted hate, I feel like. And then there are some people that still just love her, and she can do no wrong. And I'm Daenerys neutral, you know? People think that Emilia Clarke is a terrible actress, and I'm like, I think she's just good in this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what else she's... I mean, I don't think I've seen Emilia Clarke in anything else.
I've seen her in
I know what she's been in, I've just never gone and seen those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't bring myself to watch Terminator Genesis. But she does look terrible in the trailers, like...
Yeah, and like, I know she's in Me Before You, or You Before I.
I think I saw that. I saw some
I Before E.
That's what... It's definitely...
Yeah, because of E for Emilia Clarke.
Yeah.
But...
Where she dates a narcissist. I Before E.
And then bend the knee.
Well, he's in a wheelchair, so she's dating Bran in that.
Oh my god.
No.
God.
I think that it's not that like... So I think just that when the show is too plot driven, when it's too much like, here are the heroes driving the. So like last season we had this like really plot centric John and Danny relationship where it was like he wants her to go fight with him against the White Walkers. She's like, bend the knee, and he's like, no, and then she's like, yes, and then like they're gonna fall in love. It's like it felt really plot centric, so you knew it could only go one way.
Yeah.
And you're kind of just like watching. They're fine, but they don't have like Amelia Clark and Kit Harington don't have the chemistry of like Khal Drogo's and Daenerys or Ygritte and John. They don't have. I know there was some shaky stuff. At the beginning.
Don't know as if it's chemistry that Khal Drogo was putting out there.
Right. Well, okay. So that started off really shaky, but the fact that they later like fall in love with each other, like
Khal Drogo is like the most beloved rapist of all time.
Yeah, I know.
Oh
but like that's all he knows. Like you can't. I mean, you can fault him for it, but I'm just saying you can't get around it.
Yeah.
Like if Khal Drogo. I'm not saying you don't have to love Khal Drogo, and I don't. I'm just saying that like.
But maybe if he raped you, you would.
Yikes! I'm just saying that Daenerys and Khal Drogo's relationship towards the end felt very real, in a way that Jon and Daenerys' relationship has always felt very
orchestrated, fan servicey, boring.
I'm not gonna say fan servicey because I know it's kind of set up in the books too, but orchestrated for sure. Like it feels very much something out of a storybook. Like, oh, here are the two world-saving heroes. They're gonna meet each other. Turns out they're both super hot, and they're gonna get together. Isn't that crazy? I'm like, okay, well, it's like way better watching it sort of like fall apart now than it was watching it come together.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, like we're getting all of these character moments that don't only have to go one way.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I liked this episode so much, is just because it was just character moments. It was characters talking, but not just like you were saying earlier, hey, how you doing? It's like characters like having like normal conversations that like inform like who they are to each other and like also still move the plot kind of forward.
Sure. I mean, I understand criticisms of this episode to an extent. It is, after you get past like the Jaime trial thing, it is like 40 minutes of, look how far we've come.
Yeah.
Look at us now.
Mm-hmm.
We're probably going to die tomorrow. But, you know, I mean, look at them now. Look at how far they've come. Some of them are probably going to die tomorrow. So you're like, hey, it's okay.
That's actually a really good way of putting it. After the Jaime trial, it really does become very much waiting around, but it's like, oh, this is pretty fun.
Yeah, they made it enjoyable. That's what matters. It's like a bottle episode.
Yeah, I like there were just like moments that I thought were like really like I don't know, like a lot of stuff that aren't what I came to this show for that like actually really get me. Brienne being knighted.
Yeah, that was tight.
I think that Gendry and Arya's romance,
it was cute.
Actually really sweet.
It was really cute.
I also think that
I don't like Gendry. I don't know.
He's fine.
He's got the personality of a mop.
Yeah,
but it was nice just because it's like, it's great to see Arya be a person again.
Yeah. Like, just the way, like, Gendry was fine in those scenes, but it was mostly, I like just Arya was just like, it was like nice to just see her be a normal kid.
Teenager
at
or
the
whatever.
very
least.
Calm down.
Yeah.
You were breathing way too hard during that scene to start calling her a kid now.
I don't know. I don't really have very strong feelings about Gendry.
He's just there.
I thought he was fine. I think when he came back in season 7, it felt very like heavy-handed.
Yeah.
But now that that's all done with, like him just being at Winterfell, I was like, all right, I'm cool with this.
Yeah.
And I think that he's gonna die next week. I don't think they're setting up like Baratheon restoration. No. I think they're setting up like a reason for Arya to be upset.
Maybe, but it was a little weird. It was weird that he even brought it up though. That he was a Baratheon. Like,
yeah.
Like that's the only reason, because that would have never entered my head, but like that scene, like it like made a point for him to say, like, oh yeah, I'm
That's true.
Brother's bastard.
Him being a Baratheon is the most likable thing about him.
He makes cool weapons.
Yeah, and he makes cool weapons. He's fine.
You just miss Bobby B.
I do miss Bobby B. I love him.
But yeah. Also, like a lot of there's the part where they're singing Jenny's song, which was actually like a very good montage for a show that doesn't really do montages. Or I don't know if you call that a montage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little
Okay.
bit.
So
why wouldn't you?
I know usually montages are to speed along a lot of time. I don't know. Whatever. But like there was a moment with Sansa and Theon sort of just sitting around eating soup.
Yeah.
And I actually thought that was really great.
It's because you love Theon.
I do love Theon.
I liked it too, but I love Sansa.
Yeah.
Theon's my boy and Sansa's my girl. And it's not like, I don't think there's anything like romantic. It was really nice seeing, well, these are two people that like suffered under Ramsay Bolton. And it's like, Theon is kind of just like this broken person just trying to like do right and amend for the things he's done in whatever way that he can. And Sansa's this other like really broken down person. And like Theon is like the only one that I think she really like feels gets it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because Theon has sort of been in the same boat as her.
Yeah. They've both been like had the worst probably lives in the entire show.
Yeah, they both had like the worst captor. And I think that watching that, so like all of those little character moments like that, and then also Miss Sandy and Grey Worm. And,
Oh yeah.
Which is another one that I think is like really fun. How Miss Sandy is walking around and she tries to say hi to these children.
Yeah.
Who like walk away from her clearly because she's black, which is. I'm glad someone finally acknowledged it. Like, look, these people are racist. They've got to be. They've not seen a non-white person in their entire lives. I'm not just going to be like, oh, you're. I mean, I guess I don't know. Maybe not necessarily, but
They might just not like her
is scary
because she's with Daenerys, but
maybe.
There are a lot of reasons not to like her. She's foreign. She looks different. She's richer than them. All they know is how to be white and play in the snow and mud.
And well, they're poor whites, and she's like a rich black person.
Yeah.
Even though like she's not really rich, she used to be a slave, and it doesn't matter.
She looks better than they do. Their clothes are made of mud. I can say it. I love the North. I can do whatever I want.
No, that's true. But you know, I do think that like that relationship is headed for some kind of like shakeup.
yeah.
I think that either Miss Sandy or Grey Worm has to die. I think it's Miss Sandy.
How about too like there was a character moment that had nothing really to do, at least. Well, I guess there were main characters in it, but like that little girl with that like was talking to the Davos, and then Gilly jumped in. That was so cute. I loved that. Kyle hates kids.
I do hate kids.
You're sighing over that.
You don't like that she thinks she's going to defend the crypts.
No, that's fine.
Oh, so
that
cute.
was a great moment for Gilly because Gilly is smarter than a child, so that probably really boosted her self-esteem.
Yeah,
Gilly is awesome.
Gilly's.
I want to hear it.
I hope Gilly doesn't die.
She's going to be sit on the Iron Throne.
Yeah,
at the
no
end.
one wants Gilly to die. She'll be fine.
I liked that scene. It was nice.
Yeah, no, I mean there was a lot of really good stuff, and it's given us a situation where it's got a lot to be hyped for next week.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
the whole battle plan scene.
Yeah,
their whole plan sounds.
The battle plan it's sort of set up now. The Night King, which is interesting. The Night King wasn't there. The troops showed up. No Night King. You guys notice that?
Yeah, I noticed.
All right. So next week we got a big battle.
Yeah.
And we got White Walkers are coming. They're like, all right, we have to get the Walkers.
Get Grandma
And
out
they
there.
have to go for the Night King. And the Night King is like, he's going to come for Bran in the Godswood. Just fucking epic. And Theon, our boy Theon.
Definitely gonna die.
Definitely going to die. He's going to be there, though, protecting Bran. Protecting the one true king.
Mm-hmm. You need to stop.
And the Night King is going to show up. And that's going to be really... Here's the question though: do you think the Night King will? Do you think they're gonna do the thing where they like end the White Walker storyline next week, or do you think they're gonna have him lose and keep it going?
I don't know, or
care.
Not really.
So if they just end the White Walkers next episode, you'll be fine with it?
Yeah, I mean, they got plenty of stuff to wrap up, and they've got 4 more episodes to do it. I don't care.
3 more.
But they've also,
including next week.
Okay, yeah.
But they also have been building up the White Walkers as, this terrible threat and just undo them in one episode. I mean, they fought them before.
Yeah, it wouldn't be one episode. I mean, it's going to be like an 80-minute episode.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the White Walkers, this is what they're good for, is... The White Walkers are at their coolest when they're, in fucking nightmare battles. Hard Home is one of my favorite episodes. But you know what's more interesting than the White Walkers? Cersei.
Yeah.
But then again, you also have
true.
Euron, who sucks and is a big turd out there. So I don't care.
Yeah.
They either wrap it up next episode or they don't. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah. You just
See how
want
it
to see
plays
murder.
out. I want to see murder. I know Theon's going to die. I'm Beric Dondarrion's probably going to die. Jorah might die. Maybe Davos. All the old people.
Who needs them?
I like all those characters.
Oh, you do.
But you know what I like more than likable characters? Watching them die.
Yeah. I wonder
It's
if
the best.
is Ghost going to fight?
If Ghost dies, I will be very pissed. If Ghost dies, it's not even funny. I'm going to be mad. I'll throw a tantrum. I'll get a 3rd ice cream cone just to pick myself up. Might do that anyway.
It'll be a long episode.
Yeah. You got to take a few snack breaks.
Yeah, I think Ghost...
It's unnecessary.
Ghost will be fine. I think
Yeah.
Davos will also be fine. Main character I'm curious about is Jaime.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
want Jaime to die.
I think
he needs to see Cersei one more time.
So there's the big theory that Jaime's gonna kill Cersei. Jaime's gonna go back. But I don't want Jaime to kill Cersei. I think that'd be so sad for him.
Yeah.
I don't want that to be
Yeah, I
how
don't
he
want that
ends.
for Jaime.
And there was that line that Bran said to him, what makes you so sure that there is an after?
Yeah.
And that's pretty
fuck.
cryptic.
Jaime got a lot of closings.
Yeah,
last
him and
episode.
Bran kind of closed up their relationship.
Yeah,
him
he's
and
got-
Bran got closed.
Yeah, he's like, I'm sorry I pushed you out of that window, little boy. And then he's like, I don't feel feelings anymore.
Yeah, he said his piece to Bran. Him and Tyrion have had several sort of final conversations, you
Yeah.
could say.
Yeah.
And he knighted Brienne, which is essentially the furthest that relationship can really go, I think.
Yeah.
All that's really left, if he's still alive, is for Jaime to go back and kill Cersei or something like that.
Or could doubtfully redeem her, but
I don't think Cersei is redeemable.
I don't think so either, but that would be a big twist, I think.
And so
definitely
if Jaime
I don't even want that. She's evil and it's great.
well, I
I
guess
think Amy is
ever-
always great at being evil.
She is.
Whenever she's playing someone not evil, you're like, why did you waste her or my time?
I guess I would just say the thing about Jaime is he could survive, but if he survives, his storyline becomes kind of linear. You know what I mean? It's one path to one place and kind of one thing that he can do. And I don't know. I guess for me, I don't know if I necessarily want to see him do that.
Well, he's a character. I just don't see him. I mean, he's a knight, but I don't see him growing old. What's he going to do after this? After Cersei's dead? What's he going to do?
There are a lot of people
Just be a
Jaime,
knight.
Hand of the King at the end, and I'm like, no.
No.
Just because he has a golden hand and you think it's clever.
It's foreshadowing.
It's no.
Yeah.
It's just
poetry. It rhymes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that as his ending.
Yeah, I don't either. He's definitely not the best suited for that job. There's a million people better suited.
He's quippy.
Name 25. I'm just kidding.
No, you're not. Do it.
Snuffleupagus.
Wrong show. You often confuse Sesame Street and Game of Thrones. It's weird, but you do it.
Very similar. I really liked Oscar the Grouch in this last episode. Shut the fuck up. But yeah.
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 It was-
Any closing thoughts? Anything else?
We've talked about this already, but outside of this, so we basically, the revelation that they're using Bran as bait and that kind of reason they gave for Bran being the target kind of negates... Does it negate the wheel theory that we had last talk?
Kind of. I mean, like, the wheel theory is there no matter what.
Yeah.
Like,
effectively
he is. But, no, I don't know. I actually don't have many feelings about the whole Bran revelation. It's just a continuation of what we already knew about the White Walkers. Like, they want to kill everything. Like, okay, you didn't really change anything there. Just like they want to kill everything so much that they want to kill Bran too. I'm like, well, they were always gonna kill Bran too. Like they're gonna kill everybody. Like it's not like before we thought, well, they want to kill everybody, but like they want to especially kill Bran. Like
murder him the most.
I guess if you extrapolate to the books, maybe it means they want to go to destroy the werewoods or go destroy the Isle of Faces or something. I don't know if this is even translatable to the book, so I don't have a lot of feelings about it. It does kind of centralize Bran in the story even more, which has always been cool for me. And using Bran as honestly, to me, the only this kind of so before, for sure the White Walkers are getting into King's Landing. After this, I'm like, they might not. If Bran is the target, like this might be because Winterfell is like Bran's spot. Like, taking him is like, all right, well now we lost, but we're gonna run down to King's Landing and try again there. It's like I don't know if why would they bring Bran there to the most popular?
Well, isn't he supposed to? Well, I guess he's maybe in the dragon's brain, but
yeah. Well, the only thing is that there is that vision of the shadow of a dragon over King's Landing that D&D said was so important, and it relates to Bran. So like inevitably, like I feel like they kind of have to get to King's Landing for that to not be bullshit. Because if they beat the White Walkers up north, then like there's nothing for Bran to do. Like they go down and deal with Cersei, but I don't know why Bran would do that. He'd just be like,
you guys do.
I did this.
Thing.
You guys go do that.
Yeah,
I'm done.
I feel like because his only goal is to stop the Night King.
Yeah.
So he's not going to King's Landing unless it has to do with the Night King.
Yeah, that's my thing. Is like I don't know if Bran would go down to King's Landing. I don't know if Sansa would go down to King's Landing.
Yeah.
Like unless
Jon really asked them to.
Yeah, unless
they do love Jon.
I don't think Bran would.
Yeah, Bran doesn't have anything.
Like, they would have to like drag him. They'd be like,
but that wouldn't be that hard to do.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to King's Landing. Stop.
Well, I mean, he wouldn't do anything. Like, I just don't know. Like, would Bran help? You know what I mean? Would Bran help them like take King's Landing? Like,
not he'll run everybody over. I don't know.
Who knows? Guess we'll have to watch to find out.
Yeah.
Lame.
But it's gonna be cool. It'll be 82 minutes of fun.
I do expect to have a nice time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless Ghost dies, and then I'm just fucking...
WolfPunch.